Wow! I had a great time at the theme park. I think I would love to work here when I grow up.
I had so much fun too, but I don't know. I think I would like to be a teacher, like my dad.
Your dad is a teacher? That's impossible. He's a boy.
Why does Jake think this way? Well, you're probably not surprised, as we are all used to hearing comments like, teaching elementary school students is a women's job. Men are the ones who should be doing physical work, not teaching. In schools, the youngest children should be in a maternal environment, so it is more suitable for women. Women should be teachers, as they are known to be more caring and they pay more attention to the emotions. Educating is a women's thing. If you are a man, you should look for a real job.
One of the reasons why these statements exist is due to stereotypes. A stereotype is an accepted and structured image that most people have as a representation of a certain collective group. These are held by everyone and are usually fixed ideals or even false. They can be favorable or unfavorable, and in the educational field, we can mainly find gender stereotypes.
Gender stereotypes, also known as gender roles, are behaviors, attitudes, thoughts, and emotions that are considered appropriate or characteristic for a person based on their biological sex. The construction of gender roles is usually organized around the concepts of masculinity and femininity. For this reason, men are expected not to ask for help, to be strong, not to show their emotions, and to be aggressive and pursue their goals relentlessly. Also, toxic masculinity has forced men to avoid conduct stereotypically considered feminine, such as showing weakness or being affectionate. If we talk about feminine stereotypes, in most societies in history, women have been considered to have a role related with motherhood and the raising of children. Therefore, women have always needed to show more reserved, compassionate, empathic, and dedicated to the care of others.
Most people unconsciously determine the roles that men and women should play. Gender stereotypes define a person's role according to his or her sex, and, in doing so, are establishing the social goals and expectations of both men and women. When shared by many people, stereotypes gain strength and credibility. This is what has generally happened in the case of the profession of educating, as it has ended up being considered a female profession. Why a female profession? Well, the main reason is because if there are more women than men in a profession, it is socially identified as a female occupation, and everyone is more likely to perceive it as appropriate for women, and vice versa. Another reason is that teaching is associated with motherhood and caregiving, which are stereotypically feminine skills. So the conclusion has been drawn that only women are perfect for this job. However, we see how, despite this thinking, there are schools in which male teachers work. Even so, the gender division continues to exist, for widely held and deeply entrenched gender stereotypes are still present. Moreover, research has shown that gender stereotypes affect individuals' career choice decisions.
Two groups of factors have been identified as influencing an individual to want to become a teacher. The first one consists in the individual's intrinsic, extrinsic, or altruistic motives. The second one involves social or structural factors that affect a multitude of young people. In psychological research, the factors influencing teacher choice The feed choice model is based on the expectancy value theory by Wakefield and Eccles in the year 2000. It proposes that 3 sets of variables predict the intention to become a teacher. The first set concerns individual perceptions of one's own ability to teach. The second set relates to personal and social utility values, such as job security or time available for the family, as well as improving social equity or contributing to society through work with children. The third set relates to task demands and task performance, for example, the perceived need for teaching experience and the social status of the teaching profession, as well as the expected salary.
As we can clearly see, there is a mutually influential relationship between an individual and his or her environment. That is, as an individual interacts with his or her social environment, like parents, peers, teachers, school, media, and the social environment in general. Things like social and cultural beliefs, barriers, and facilitators exert influence on the process of developing career preferences. The social environment also conveys a society's beliefs and attitudes about what is an appropriate male or female behavior.
Gender ideology involves an individual's underlying attitudes and beliefs regarding the roles and responsibilities that are considered appropriate for males and females in society. Through gender ideology, individuals view their social world, and it influences the decisions adolescents make about their educational and career aspirations.
Although the reason why men do not pursue the profession or why adolescent boys prefer to study another career are complex, but as we have seen, social pressure for a masculine identity and stricter role expectations may prevent boys from pursuing a stereotypically feminine career such as teaching. Added to this, there are some factors such as men's unwillingness to work in a female-dominated environment, low status and pay, as well as men's uneasiness about working with young children, as men are often seen as potential threats of sexual abuse. The current gender segregation of the teaching profession continues to further reinforce this gender division, for, as what we have seen, society and traditional culture are largely responsible for determining gender roles and relations. The very word segregation refers to the act and effect of separating, marginalizing, or setting something apart from a particular thing or person, and this is precisely what happens in education and in many other areas of work.
Like Piaget said, the goal of education is to create people capable of doing new things, and not simply repeating what other generations did. This is why we see the importance of ending gender stereotypes, because it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, we all have something to offer to make our society better. And although everything around us, directly or indirectly, influences our decisions, it is in our hands to change things in order not to repeat the same mistakes of the past and help build a better world.